I am soaked from the waist down from walking through and past all this foliage overgrowth. This is the return leg of an out and back hike. Here's milepost 26. Yeah, I saw 4 mileposts today. So I'll work my way backwards to mile 22.2, my start and end point. And I'll probably be back here autumn 2026, or at least I might be. Don't take anything for granted. Oh, this is nice. See, I always go back to gratitude, even in the most uncomfortable of places. Speaking of gratitude, I'm thankful for this magnificent maple tree. I've spent time here in late October with my big camera doing photographs of this tree in its autumn leaves magnificence. But too early for that today. Here is where we are, Vancouver Island on the west coast of British Columbia, Canada. The red mark is the area near the City of Port Alberni. Now I'm on the Port Alberni subdivision of the former Esquimalt and Nanaimo Railway, and the red mark shows my hike location on the west side of the Port Alberni summit. Trains last ran here in early 2002, so that's over 23 and a half years ago. This final episode covers the return leg of my hike from mile 26.1 above the Cherry Creek rural area to mile 22.2 at the Loon Lake Forest Service Road. Continuing eastward around mile 25.6, something like that. It's a big rock bluff on the left, obscured by trees, and the rail line is doing a sharp curve to the left to go around it. Hard to see because of all the overgrowth, but if this were clear, you'd see the big rock bluff and a tight corner around it, which in itself is not a good thing for a railway, all these tight curves. But that's what the Port Alberni subdivision was, and still is, I guess. A difficult railway, even without all the decay and overgrowth. I'm at about mile 25.1. The trestle's around the corner. I'm going to climb up here on this rock bluff. The Alberni Valley paper mill straight through there. Rural area, Beaver Creek Road area through there. Railway below me. And here's the high point of elevation for this bluff. Is the trestle, mile 25. The railway. And through there, let's zoom in to where I came from, which is really a corridor of broom weeds. Yeah, I like this view. I'll walk on down and cross it again. Yeah, I came from there. Let's cross the trestle. Five fire barrel platforms. One of them, the second on the right, is in poor shape, doing a downward lean. I keep expecting it to be fallen for the last few years, last few times I've come here to visit, but it defies gravity. It's the slope going up. Lovely slope. I like the moss. I think it was December 2020. I came here and I did a walk underneath the trestle, beside it on the ground, from one end to the other. That was fun, but I saw that where the timber frames touch the ground, it's not concrete. It was what they call a mud sill, which is timber, rotted timber. So, literally rotten foundation. Looking back again. And up top, a lot of these ties going crossways are soft and crumbly. So that's why I have a premise that this trestle wouldn't sustain any traffic, like not even a high rail truck. Or certainly wouldn't be authorized for in terms of insurance and WorkSafe BC. That's my amateur opinion. Often I'm wrong. I want to show you the lovely color here. Both the leaves as well as the moss on the slope. That's quite a steep slope. Here's a fire barrel platform that I'm not going out on. Yeah. Okay, my customary farewell is until next time, trestle, and usually then it's like probably next fall, but I don't take that for granted anymore after Cameron Lake trestles, so I hope I get to see this again. If not, I know I've made a good photo and video record of it over the years. And here's the section where the land gave way on the slope side. Almost undermining the track, but the track is still here. Again, I keep thinking this will change in a bad way, but it's held up. And I just crossed Lacey Lake Road. It goes down there to Coombs Country Candy. And I'll continue here. Hiking now beside the main line on what used to be Stokes Siding. Okay, back at the site of the mile 24.4 Stokes former trestle. So the curve goes around to the left, and the original route up until 1971 went straight ahead and then crossed the trestle across the gully. Alright, nice easy walking railway now for the rest of my hike This is the area where a fiber optic cable installation project happened in 2021 and 2022, and it cleared out a lot of the foliage beside the tracks. Some of it's grown back, more so on the east side of the summit. I think they get more rain over there. But this is nice walking compared to what I had in the previous mile. Nice. I love walking in history. On a foggy, damp west coast morning. Counting down the mileposts, here comes milepost 24 on the right hand side, obscured by the lovely maple tree. Yeah. So, going straight is the diverted railway after 1971, and if we went through there before 1971, that would go and cross a trestle. This is the west end of that gully and old trestle site. I've never explored down there. There's a lot of broom weeds and stuff, and it's soaked today, so I need to find a time of the year when it's not tick infested broom and it's not soaked with water, and go down there and explore from this west end. Who knows, I might find some old bridge timbers, like timber piles from the trestle. And now at about mile 23.8, suddenly it's bright out. So it appears the sun's working its way through the fog. That happens in the Alberni Valley quite frequently, I think. And I'm still moving railway east towards Loon Lake Forest Service Road. Still about a mile and a half away. Oh yeah, I love this maple tree tunnel. Well, I haven't seen the bear again. Here's milepost 23. Now I get paranoid and look behind me every once in a while. Well, I regularly look behind myself when I'm doing these hikes anyway. It's just good safety when being in cougar country and bear country. And here's the final tangent of my hike. Just ahead is Loon Lake Forest Service Road at mile 22.2. I'm tired and happy to be back here. On a clear day, you'd be able to see part of Mount Arrowsmith straight ahead above the trees. But not today. The ties are kind of slick here because the mud by them is kind of like clay. It's all worn down nicely, but not good for walking. Oh, sure, I'm glad I did this hike today. Very happy with the weather and the lighting, with the fog. I've gotten over being a bit inconvenienced by all the wet foliage, getting soaked. That's all right. I think I'd be happy to do this hike again a year from now. And here we are, right back where we started from. Loon Lake Forest Service Road. Through there, up there is the First Nations Mosaic Campground. And there's the Highway 4 through there. Well, thanks very much for watching this. I hope that you have a great day.